What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Burn the Wagon, where we're here to burn the wagon that is capitalism, patriarchy, and colonialism. My guest today is Duelle Gore from Florida, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We're gonna do this prayer real quick, and then we'll get going on the questions and everything that we got going for today. So first, I want to send love to anybody out there suffering from mental health issues. I want to send love to anybody suffering from domestic violence issues. I want to send love to yourselves for listening. I want to send love to our relatives out in the Congo and Palestine and Sudan suffering from the genocide. And lastly, I want to send love to precious Mother Earth. And I come to you from Pomo territory. Today, my guest is Duelle Gore. I'm going to go ahead and let yourself introduce yourself. I'm saying your name correctly, right?
Yeah, it's dual. Like,
Cool. Okay, cool. Damn, I'm going to have to edit that out.
oh, good. I have my whole life. Everybody's butchered my name, so I'm used to it.
All right, cool. Yeah, so go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I always start with what tribe you're from, but go ahead and feel free to share whatever you feel like sharing, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, Istango, Chai Chivka, Gachalani Kadush. My name is Duelle Gore. I'm a member of the Seminole Tribe of Florida. I'm a member of the Panther Clan, passed down through your mother's side. In our culture, we're the matriarchal society. So everything, all your birthright and everything is passed through your mother. So we take a lot of pride in that, showing that that's where we come from. So thank you for allowing me to join this all the way on the East Coast. We're on the separate sides of the map. So it's pretty interesting that we get to meet up here and unload what we have on our minds today. So thank you.
Yeah, and I was on a radio show the other day, and the host asked me about growing up in Mendocino County because my population is 500 people. And I always talked about sitting on this res, thinking what people are doing on other reses. And now I'm getting to talk to people that, like, do you grow up on the res out there? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So our tribe, we have six reservations scattered throughout the state of Florida. We're all the same tribe, but it's just different locations. So I was born and raised in the city of Hollywood. That's a reservation down here. That's where our tribal headquarters are. So all of the Seminole Tribe of Florida Inc. operates from down here in Hollywood, and the rest and the other. So wait, usually the question I get is like, how many people are on this reservation? So a rough estimate for me might be like 300-400 people. It's a small community inside the city. We're tucked away in here, Davie, Florida. We're surrounded by like Fort Lauderdale, 15 minutes away from the beach, and then like 20-30 minutes north of Miami. On a good day, an hour with traffic. So, you pick and choose when you want to go down there, essentially. But the other reservations are more like wooded, countryside and everything. So I also was raised there. So I spent half my life down here in the city, born and raised, and then the rest of it was out there in the countryside of Lake Okeechobee on the Brighton Reservation.
So you're out there messing with alligators.
Yeah. So yeah, down here in the swamps and the woods and everything. So it's definitely a good time.
I'm repping today.
Hey, nice. My boy, is that Florida State?
Yeah.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Some random jersey I had from way back in the day. It doesn't have a name. It's just number 23, way back in the day.
Yeah, no, that's a good little colorway. We have a tribal member. He just signed with the football team to the Florida State Seminoles, so that's a big deal for him. And that's I feel like now we're bridging that gap between representing our native. Can you get this vacuum cleaner going right now?
You're good. I'm pretty sure it'll cut it out in the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they just started it up. So my apologies for that. But
you're good. Last week I had somebody a car alarm going off in the back. So
shoot. See, yeah, we're still learning. Still learning and adjusting. So it adds to it. So it adds a little flavor to it.
And I'm still stressing about you saying your name wrong. And I did my research too.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good, my brother. At least you tried. So good.
But yeah, so you grew up on the res messing with alligators, and that's one of the first videos I seen was it was something that Hoop Medicine reposted on your Res Famous account, and we'll get into that right now. Is you're doing camps and stuff, but that's what stuck out to me was you grabbing the alligator by the tail in that video.
So that's the alligator is like a sacred animal in our tribe. going back to when we were, fighting for sovereignty and trying to establish ourselves here with the government, the alligators offered a lot of help, and our stories that I've heard growing up, taking the soldiers into the woods and lead them into a gator pit. You know what I'm saying? They had to fight like all the elements. So we knew really what was around us. And the alligator really did help us from food to, like I said, some added security at times. And then even just once we were past all of that and in the modern times, alligator wrestling became like a means of income for our people because tourists were driving down the road side of the streets, and then that's where our people were just handling gators, hunting for them, and then people just started throwing money to them. So that's kind of always been a part of our culture. So growing up, it's not very uncommon to have a little pet alligator, in your house, little fish tank with a gator. So stuff like that. That's just what makes us us down there, I guess.
That's tripped out because, like, yeah, we grew up in two super different climates. Like out here, it's like you said, it is wooded, but I feel like it's probably different, like obviously different trees and shit. But it's super interesting to hear like you talk about the elements of like swamps and all that, like growing up in the swamps. Because alligators isn't the only thing, you know what I mean? Probably snakes and
Yeah,
spiders, all of that.
yeah. That's all like it's all part of the ecosystem down here. They always
Mhm.
said like Florida is like one of the best habitats for any animal to come down and kind of excel in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot with all that. There's a lot of life down here and a lot of like invasive species. So a lot of the pythons and lizards, some of even the trees were brought over down here. So because from my understanding, back in the day, Florida was like a Spanish hub of trading. So
Hmm.
all of Florida, Spanish Florida, that everybody brought everything here too. So kind of just evolved into what it is today. So for us, as natives, the environment plays a part in our identity and our culture. So you know what I'm saying. If I were to go over to you guys, I probably would be fish out of water, wouldn't understand or wouldn't know what it takes to respect the land. You know what I'm saying in that aspect as well.
Yeah, that's I was just thinking about that like type of stuff. Like because over here, like you said, the alligator is super sacred for you guys, right? Like things like the deer and hawks and stuff like that for us is super sacred. So we have like certain dances that or certain songs that represent like the deer and stuff. Do you guys have certain things like that for the alligator?
Yeah, we have some special dances in our ceremony. We have a bird dance, we have a buffalo dance, and then we also have like the alligator dance. We have the social dances. So yeah, we do have our dances that relate to our animals and all of such.
Are you like participating in those yet?
Yeah, so whenever I was younger, my mom, my family, my immediate family. So I grew up without my father. So I just had my mom, and I came from a family of 8 other siblings, and so it was kind of like an option. You know what I'm saying? Hey, your ceremony's going on. If you can make it out there, you can go. It was that type of thing. It was just an option. But me, I love doing stuff like that. I love going out into the woods, doing the work, and learning about that. So when I was younger, I tried doing it as much as I could. Wasn't fully grasping all of like what I was being taught at that moment, but then I graduated high school at 18. Then I left the reservation to the high school Indian Nation University, where I spent like 5 years playing college ball. So then once I was done with that, I decided to keep playing. I wanted to pursue basketball. So I wanted to play professionally. And I took my chances and got signed and played overseas and played in Mexico. So I was able to do a couple seasons. And then next thing I know, it's like another 5 years I've already passed. So right there, that's 10 years that I was away from home and I was missing like the ceremonies. And then even in those 10 years, I was traveling around to native communities, playing in tournaments and exploring, learning more about them. And then I'm saying like, wow, these are really interesting stories. And something was in me saying like, I need to learn more of mine and I need to make that effort. And then right when that kind of clicked, everything just aligned. It was just time to move back home because I was living in Vegas. So then once I decided, I moved back about 2 years ago. And then once I moved back, it kind of fell into that role of being a like a leader type of role model because I did go out and I did it. Now I'm coming home and trying to learn also. So it's like a lot of give and take for me. So right now I'm in the like in involved in the ceremonies and getting deep into it, learning the stories, and it's like really eye opening and kind of it's amazing, honestly. So thank you for asking that.
Yeah. Damn. Like, okay, so you played for your local high school then, basketball?
Yep, I played.
So
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I played in Okeechobee, so right on the lake, the dot in the state that makes it look like an eye. I played like our town was right on top of that, so that's where I grew up. Played there, and I graduated in 2010.
So you played at all levels. Is there like in high school? I feel like when high school like fans come, they show up and it's super like
Mm,
supportive, like here because that's the only thing we got, right?
yeah, yeah.
And people show up, like the families show up. Did it feel the same, that same vibe as in college and in the pros?
Yeah, that's a good question because there's a lot of love for the game in different communities. So for us, when I went to school, high school, I went to a public school, so the natives were the minority, and then there
Hmm.
was like maybe two natives on the basketball team, and so it was more of a football school also. So we had a crowd, and it was, you know what I'm saying? It was like it was just kind of just the basketball team. It was, I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah.
I got to college, it definitely changed. Once we started having bigger games, I played at high school, so being able to go to different, like when we have away games to closer to other Native communities, those communities always showed out and showed up and showed a lot of support and love, and that really opened my eyes a lot too. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't know anybody from here, but they're all showing us love, support. So, that's why I was like, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I chose to come to school here. And then when I was down in Mexico, that was pretty the biggest leagues I played in. Yeah, that was more of the professional league. So it was like stadium type setting, and the bleachers with the pool, playing drums in there. It was a good atmosphere. So it's definitely adds to the whole ambiance of the stuff down there that they got going.
I mean, you see, I saw some video from Serbia the other day, and those fans were going nuts.
Yeah, yep. So it's almost like that. It's legit. They have that same kind of style, but it's just each country's just reps different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, over there, that
Is Mexico the only spot that you played?
I played in Mexico, Costa Rica. I did a little stuff like little tournaments and everything, like over in London and I just been around. Basketball took me all over the world essentially.
And like for a res kid, like if to hear that, man,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
And that was a big moment for me too, realizing that just recently, like for me, I put a lot of my happiness into basketball. So when I was trying out for teams or getting that workout from teams in the private runs and everything, and I've been playing good, but then they would choose another player, that devastated me a little bit. And then I had to learn how to kind of deal with those emotions, be aware of, how I was reacting once that I got those news, or you know what I'm saying, being like just being more aware of what I was going through at that time. So basketball essentially is just kind of like a lifesaver. Really opened my eyes to a lot of things, and then now it's just relaying, or now it's just finding that balance between the culture side and the sports side, which is pretty much it goes hand in hand for me.
It's like that. You said you were gone from ceremony. It's like that your ceremony. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it took you to that place where nothing else existed.
yeah, yep.
'Cause, yeah. Hey, do you have to try out in high school?
Yeah, they had tryouts. Usually, we was already like in high school. We already had the team, so
Mhm.
we were already like if you were doing summer workouts, you were pretty much on the team, and that was just pretty much like for anybody else who might want to try out.
For us, it's like you walk on the court, you're on the team.
Yeah, see, yeah, well, they give you the chance. You know what I'm saying? Like you prove yourself in the workouts, and you show consistency, and they let you kind of just join from there.
I think my school was like 100 people, so like we didn't
Yeah,
need nobody needed to try out. It was just
yeah, dang, yeah.
come in.
That's
Yeah.
That's how our one reservation, or a few of our reservations, we have some on like Brighton and Big Cypress out in northern Florida. They have some schools on the reservation also, and they're pretty small. like the graduating class has like 20 seniors, 10, 15 seniors, something like that. And yeah, so I know like the small community vibes and everything.
Like I'm 6 foot and I was the tallest player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when I go to try to play against, like I try to go to junior college and play, try to be a big man, right? And this dude like 6'6" was like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And my coach would always encourage me to be a big man and never encourage me to shoot. So
Yeah.
where do you usually play at?
Well, I played any position, honestly.
Mhm.
Me being 6'6", I kind of was a little tweener.
Yeah.
I got to college and to the next level. Then I got pushed to the guard, the small forward, which is more my natural. I feel better, more comfortable at those positions anyway. So I pretty much just play wherever, fit in, get in where I fit in. I know my
Mhm.
role. I know what I can do. And that's the thing too. That's what helped me stay in those countries a lot, is knowing my role, not trying to do too much and just really trying to excel at what I was doing for me, which was like, for me, how I figured it will keep me on the team is 15 and 10 every night. Like, don't matter what's going on, I have to get my 15 and 10, 15 points and 10 rebounds. And then, that's the bare minimum that I'm going for every night. So, some games was higher. We try not to fall below it, you know what I'm saying? To help keep that camaraderie with the team, and, everybody can trust you. So that was just kind of a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's my goal was always 10, at least 10 points. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like get that 10 and contribute anywhere else I can
Yeah.
contribute. You know what I mean? Like, and for me, my uncles was the one that was like always pulling me to come out and hoop and be a part of the team. Do you remember for you, who it was that put that basketball in your hands, that first person?
For me, it was more my mother. She was the hooper. She was taking me to native tournaments over here in like the on the East Coast. So she would just put the playpen in the corner and just throw me in there. And me and my sister would be hanging out in the tournaments while she was playing and watching the games and everything. So it's just kind of just been just it was just there. It was just like that. Our family was into rodeo. Like, we were like really country out there, so, like
Mm.
getting on horses and being around cattle. Like, that was kind of the first things, I can remember being young, being out in the woods, hunting a little bit with my uncle and stuff like that.
So you've been around hoop your whole life. Are any other your siblings hoop? Like, do they hoop like you or?
Yeah, we from my mom's side, that's who I grew up with. Was more my mom's side when I was younger. So on her side, I have four brothers and three sisters, and each and every one of them played basketball. We all played basketball in school, high school. We all went our own routes and everything, but we pretty much, our family was known for being basketball players on the res. But the thing with that though is like 10 years ago. So now I'm the only one in my family that's really who's been consistently like that, still running.
How many uncles do you have when you went back home saying, "I bet you I can cross you up"?
My uncles are more just like they think they're stronger, so they want to like bang with
Yeah.
you. So
I mean, I'm just like saying around the res too. Probably people think they can, you know what I mean?
but they know what's up though.
Yeah,
That's too. But yeah, they know what's up, so it's all good times with them. So everybody pretty much when you come home wants to try something, wants to play
exactly.
one. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun. I enjoy that stuff. It's all fun. It's all family too, essentially. So ain't nothing wrong with teasing a little bit here and there.
Do you still hoop in tourneys now?
Yep, that's what I do most of my time. I play, so I travel around. I've been hitting up more like the communities and tournaments that I haven't been to yet. So all the big ones I still try to hit. We just had a real big one for our Seminole Tribal Fair down here. We had a big powwow. It was a tournament, a rodeo. We had a lot going on that weekend, and that's when Dom had came down. Medicine. We had a whole week leading up to it, and that was for my nonprofit organization that I'm working with now. So I split my time between hooping on the road, traveling, and also working my nonprofit foundation.
So let's talk about it. Res famous, right?
Yep, the Res Famous movement.
So what are some of the things that you're doing with Res?
Yeah, so essentially what it is just my life's work, my career. Like I said, I've just been world traveler, got to see a lot of different cultures, and then, just seeing how the relationship between theirs and our native kind of, ideology kind of works. So for me, saying all of that, getting to the point I'm trying to make is that whenever excuse me, I don't lost my train of thought.
You're good.
So yeah, running back one more time. What was the question? Well,
What are we doing with Red's
oh
famous
yeah, yeah.
movie?
So
Yeah.
yeah. So what I was doing, what I was getting to is what I bring in is the whole foundation is bringing the fitness side, the sports side, the art and music side, and connecting it with culture. Identifying your uniqueness and bringing it out and each individual. So I travel to schools on the reservation communities, and we host like little seminars. So I'm working on a couple other trips where I'm gonna go out or do some mental health conferences, and just kind of just give young Native men another voice. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was growing up, I didn't have that father figure, like I said, and then there wasn't too many older dudes that were to look up to. And then everybody on TV, no one looks like me, no one's Native, no one talks like me. So it's kind of like, for me, I was always looking for that male role model. And so that's kind of what it is. Just for me, just giving back what I could have used when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Which is a lot more of just being able to self-express, not being afraid to voice your own opinions and stuff like that. So, being aware of what's going around you, your surroundings, and also internally.
I support that fully because basketball is super, super big. Like exercise is amazing for your mental health, and being able to talk about it. Because I'm the same way. I didn't grow up with a male figure in my life, so that's why I connect with that so much. Is to be able to like be that person that's giving that advice. Because I same exact story. I never always looked up to the wrong guys on the res. I mean, they're cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm still, they're still doing their whatever, but didn't definitely didn't send me down the right path.
Yeah, yep, yep, yep.
So I just want to be able to like support that and your vision in that, because I went through the same thing, and basketball is huge in all of our communities.
Yeah,
But somebody asked me this, like, I wonder why like sports is so huge in our communities, and I didn't have an answer, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. Because shoot, one of the things though, like talking with some elders, they share with me was like, guys who or people who are athletes or, take that sports road when they're younger, those are more become the warriors. That's what they were. So if you've seen a little kid being all athletic, he's gonna grow up to be a warrior, and that's what they shared with me. So that might,
That's tight.
yeah.
I like that. What are some places that you've had camp so far?
So I've been out to Minnesota, Leech Lake. I went out to Tulalip, Washington, did a small one. It's all I've been doing a lot of this stuff off of just like the basketball tournament, so where I'm going to. So working on some trips this coming, hopefully get out to you guys, visit you, bring the nonprofit out there. We can talk more about that after this also. And then working on some more trips like Montana and stuff. So building up the relationship, getting a lot of feedback also from whenever I do explain what I'm doing. So it's kind of just honestly right now is just the time to just start pulling the trigger on projects and just get out there and start, taking all of our ideas and just making them mesh. So that's kind of the path that I kind of see for this.
I was already shooting it by my ideas by my cousin this morning.
Yeah.
So, and basketball is I can't say this enough. Basketball is fucking huge in our communities. Like, if you do something and then you have a story like yours that went and played overseas, professional, you know what I mean? Went to college, went to high school, a native school, people are gonna love that. Kids are gonna love that shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
And we need that now than more than ever, because suicide rates are super high. So our mental health is not that great.
Yeah.
And I did see in some states like Arizona, mental health or suicide rates are lower. So we are, and maybe that's a big thing because like native creators and native influences is big right now. So maybe that like is a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Just I think it all ties down. I think our biggest asset is just doing stuff like this, kind of having these talks, these culture talks, and we kind of call them medicine training back here. You come in culture exchange and we just figure out the common ground. And that's how, we were, that's the stories I heard growing up too, like leading to like all the warriors and all the war stories that I heard, from them, from our elders and uncles that you used to tell us about how it used to be.
And that would be tight, a cultural exchange from us and you guys, because like think about how far apart we are from each
Yeah.
other, and back in the day, how long that would have taken us to like,
Yeah. Right.
you know, so like have each other's cultures together would be super tight.
Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of the thing too. Is a lot of my, like how I said, I didn't have a lot of influences like that because I didn't look like, because it was just whatever. But but once I went to high school, that kind of changed. Like it just, life has a way of pushing you to the path that you're supposed to be on. So it all depends on you, kind of just like surrendering to it. You know what I'm saying? Be like, all right, use me as this vessel.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better, or people get caught up in trying to deny that, like, oh, I don't want that. So that's a lot of the redlining and everything too. But so what I was getting to was this: once I finally got to high school, like in my mind, I was gonna go to business class school. I was gonna get my business degree, this, and that. And then come time to like enroll for the school, like I missed a deadline, and then the only program open was the Native American Studies. So, and I needed to get into a program to keep playing basketball. So I was like, all right, well then I'll just do that, and then I'll just adjust it later if I have to. But once I got in there, they started teaching us about like the true history of like how the government fucked all our people up, and all the treaties and all the lies that they did with us. I'm saying, like, damn man, this is crazy. It was really eye opening. And no, sure enough, I didn't change. I ended up sticking it out. You know what I'm saying? Started learning, being like, it just changed everything. And then one of the projects where we had to doing was just like all the treaties and the wars, like of the War of 1812 and the Seminole Wars and like the battle and like all those wars that we hear about. And the one that stuck out to me was the one that forget Tecumseh, the warrior Tecumseh. He joined all the bands and all the tribes that were around him to take on that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because they're all fighting the same common goal, which was the settlers, the colonizers, all of them coming over trying to take. So he joined the forces. So for me, like hearing that story is that's like that was like, oh, okay, those are the guys that I'm looking up to now. You know what I'm saying? Those are the warriors. Now it makes sense that they took our best warriors. You know what I'm saying? That whole colonization and everything. So that's what, what I'm saying, has a lot of inspiration for this as well. So us joining and talking like this is like, for me, this is really cool.
Yeah, on the East Coast, you guys were the first waves of colonization.
Yeah.
Obviously up in like the New York
Yeah.
with
Yeah. Six Nations every year. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, on the East Coast, you guys the first waves of all this colonization. So you guys experienced that first European settlers coming in and trying to fuck shit up, you know?
And the thing too is like how I like to, what I tell everybody is like, all these movies that they're coming out with and all this stuff, that's really just based on like the native like story. You know what I'm saying? Like Avatar, just how I explained how the
Mm-hmm.
homeboy comes in, joins all their tribes together. Like we had natives doing that. We have our war stories, and this is our time to tell them now to be like, hey, we have our stories. We're here also. Everybody else is getting their recognition. So it's kind of time for us to join together. Our voices are stronger when we're together. Set, um, apart from trying to be, oh, I'm this tribe, this, and this. I always like to say, well, sometimes we just have to be people of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So when you said the blessing in the beginning of the video, that was really cool. I like that. I like that. It would really set the tone for this whole time.
Yeah, I try to start it off with that because those are the things that I see the most that our community struggles with, especially domestic violence, mental health issues. So like mental health right now is huge for me, like because like my friend was in an accident like this last a couple weeks ago, and or he took a extreme political act. He self-immolated.
Mhm.
So like the last couple of weeks have been like my mental health hasn't been that great. So like I'm just so being in spaces like this and working in the schools and making myself get up and get out of bed and have conversations is really what's like get me back, you know. So
That's beautiful. That's
yeah,
that's a good.
I wanted to ask about Haskell because that's an all native school, right?
Yep, a native.
Did you spend all 4 years out there?
Yeah, I spent more than 4 years out there. So, went down there, played my freshman year, got into like a lot of trouble. Also, for me, that was the first time leaving home. Talking about mental health. So then I'm the bigger brother of my family. So I just felt like all those abandonment issues, like, leaving my family back home, like I'm going to do this. And then even, me and my mom going out there to high school. I didn't know nothing about it. I just had like an uncle from back home be like, hey man, high school got the team, you should go try it out. Called her coach, and then same thing. I called him up and he was like, I ain't got no promises, but you come try out for the team. And for me, I was like, all right, well, it's better than sitting home. You know what I'm saying? So let me go out there, do what I got to do. Was able to knock it out and then join the team. But even like situations like that, leaving my mom, dropping me off, like that was a big like part of my life too. Driving back from the airport, dropping her off, crying a little bit in the car, just be like, damn, I'm really out here alone. Everything falls on me now. You know what I'm saying? I really got no one to blame but myself. So high school really was like an eye opener for me. It was just what I needed for that time. I learned, got my experiences, and it really shaped me. So, I think what I tell everybody too about high school is like you get out of it what you put in.
And that's in a completely different state than you, right?
Yep, yep. It's in Kansas, so in the middle of Midwest, so Midwest country out there.
Man, I live in Santa Cruz, and that's only 4 hours away from where I grew up, right? And I was lonely.
Hmm.
I was so lonely, and I think I was like I fell into like partying and alcohol and drugs because I was so lonely, and I wasn't allowing myself to admit that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I went down that same path. That's what a lot of it was like. Oh, I'm having fun right now. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like this, yeah,
When in reality, I'm sitting like if I wasn't partying, be sitting at home like, man, I'm like you said, I miss my mom, I miss my
yeah,
cousins, I miss everybody, just the community in general. You know what I mean? Like even the people off the res, like the homies off the res. So like I understand being like homesick, being
yeah.
fucking lonely.
Yeah, so yeah, that was definitely the first like step for me, like actually realizing that once I was like, all right, now it's kind of time to sit here and focus and do what I meant to do when I came out here. So I feel like that was like what I needed though, a lot of growing experiences, a lot of bittersweet moments, and a lot of stuff I wouldn't change.
Yeah, that's tight. And you played your freshman year, and then
Yeah, so pretty much played my freshman year and then got into partying and
yeah,
all this stuff, got kicked out of school. And so played my freshman year and then had to go school year round for like 2, 3 years just to finish my senior year. So I really played my freshman year and my senior year. And for me, that was another learning experience because I missed 1,000 points at high school by like 30 points. So I was like 980, like total career points. And I only played like 2 seasons. So I was like, I wasn't bullshitting around. You know what I'm saying? I could have been at least like 2,000 something.
yeah,
Nice little career over there, but had a solid one, did what I did. I said it's all learning. And then it kind of made me want to keep playing more also.
do you remember what age you were when you first threw it down?
Yeah, bro, I was about like 15, 14, hit my little growth
Okay.
spurt. Hit my little growth spurt. And yeah, it was about then.
I was 17, barely like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
right after the high school season too, and so I didn't even get to try it in the game or
Yeah,
nothing.
see, but it wasn't consistent until I was about 17, though, 16, 17. Well, yeah, it definitely wasn't in no game either until I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was nowhere close to that shit.
Yeah, yep, yep. Too funny.
So I mean, we're talking about younger selves. I like to always ask this question to people and see what they feel about it and see what advice they would give to their younger selves. Because I mean, I know for sure myself, I don't know if I would listen, but like we're talking like we're the type of people that we would hopefully look up to as younger selves. So
Yeah, yeah.
what's something that, because you're also in schools, you're giving advice to younger kids, but what's advice you would give to your younger self?
Just it's a good question, but just to, take everything easy. Be easy on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like don't work yourself up too much. Enjoy the little details, enjoy the little victories that you get here and there, because that's what I realized later too. Also, what helped me a lot was just being like, hey, I made it back to school. And then I made it back to high school, and then I was like, oh, that's a good win. And then now I just gotta get my grades. And then once I got them back to play on this team, that was a big win. So just stuff like that, just paying attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and just pay attention more to, like I said, what's going on inside, and just let it all pass. Essentially, there's no reason to hang on to a lot of stuff that you can't control. You can only control, and there's plenty of opportunities where you look for 'em. That's what I was kind of taught also. You attract what you kind of put out there.
I like it, especially what you're saying about just let those things pass, feel it or whatever, because that's something I got as a youth. I was afraid to just let myself feel things.
Mhm, mhm.
I was told the only thing that I was allowed to feel was anger. And especially as a male who grew up on the res, like, you got to be tough, you got to be
Yeah, yeah,
strong,
yeah,
don't fucking cry, don't, you know. But like I'm doing social emotional learning with youth and the younger kids, and emotions are like human. Like we
yeah,
can't
yeah. Yep. It's all part of it.
we shouldn't hold any of those things back. And actually, I forgot the guitar behind me reminds me of you were talking about you like to add music into some of your camps or
Oh yeah,
right? Yeah.
like I said, so reaching out, and so it's more reaching the kids who aren't into sports. You know what I'm saying? Because like you mentioned earlier, fitness plays into the well being. Also, you're active, your body, you take care of your body, it responds well. You know what I'm saying? It all and releases good endorphins that working out and eating, taking more fruits and vegetables and water and your intake, and more protein, stuff like that. Getting back to the less processed foods. So so, like I said, so now we're reaching the kids who aren't into sports and stuff like that, because we want to everybody to represent themselves. So now we're reaching out into like the hobbies, which is for some like passions is music, art, fashion, and stuff like that, reaching out into like our native seamstress and getting programs set up for them, little like showcases and art festivals and stuff like that. So when I come to the communities, sound healing is really big. Like I could testify for it. It really helped heal me, learning like the songs and even singing our culture songs. Also, that part is bringing that culture side and intertwining them. So with the culture and the art and the music. So you know what I'm saying. The best way to heal is to express our culture and the language, and dance around. And, give back. That's how the creator and the ancestors see. We owe it to them to have fun in this life now, compared to being all pass that trauma down. It ends with us. You know what I'm saying? For the next generations, I think that's why we're here having this conversation, is to build off of that.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like you said, we have traumas, but there's so much that lived,
Mhm.
that continued and got passed down other than trauma, so it's we got to experience the express the beauty too
Yeah.
in our songs, because there's beautiful songs, like there's beautiful ceremonies, like you said, you guys represent the alligator and what other, like
Bird dance and our buffalo.
bird dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like those things are beautiful, and to be a part of those things is amazing to like watch.
Yeah. And
And you
that's
guys use mainly like drums?
ours is more of a shakers. We have
Oh, okay.
shakers, and then we have a drum for, I think it's a buffalo dance, but I think it's more of a shaker.
Hmm. Yeah, we don't use drums really. It's like a piece of wood. It's hollowed out, or a piece of bamboo. It's bamboo that's hollowed out, and it's like a clapper. But
Wow.
like, yeah, you like
Nice.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I've been doing too with the program is during the ceremony, doing a lot of ceremonies. I met a musician who's also like a world traveler and experienced a lot of cultures. And the one thing he picked up was the instruments from like all of them. So he's just like amazing musician, plays folk music, and he's really like, you know what I'm saying, and immersed in the culture side. So
Mhm.
yeah, he has a good program that he, excuse me, he has a good program that he brings to like the community and the kids. Is really like interactive. So it's a lot of fun, and that's who I usually come with, and then building a relationship with other natives, like with your drumming the instrument. That's pretty interesting. I haven't seen that, so I'm really excited to see that and come over there and hear something. You know what I'm saying? It's all for me. When I go to places, it's more I want to learn more than anything. You know, I feel like I could talk, but to me, I get more out of it just by listening to like as well.
How does your community feel about having a college named after their tribe?
Um, it's a lot of it's a lot of pride. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people enjoy that, seeing that. But I just think the the common thought about it is we just wish we was represented a little bit more. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I mean, to us, it's cool that you guys are inviting us to like the 50-yard line at your football games, and you know what I'm saying. That's cool. We like good like thank you. That's us
Mhm.
showing your support. But now we have issues on the community that we could use your help. We have resources here, you know, our language department, our culture side, our school side, our education side. You know what I'm saying? We have the resources, but now it's more or less not so much that aspect of like, you know, the sports side. Now we want more, you know what I'm saying, what we can use from you guys, you know, for using. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Building that bigger connection.
because I'm sure the community needs like housing and all these different things that the community might need. And like you said, all these things are cool, but you want more than just a
Yeah, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Or just for like a more of a like a relationship more based with just the community. Because you know what I'm saying? We're not really hearing too much from them, or it's not even that. It's just there's just that we'll just with native in general, the community, there's just that miscommunication. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We were just viewed as I don't know, the saying was kill the Indian, save the man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
We're still fighting those concepts that were, you know, put on our people. So, you know, just being able to voice ourselves in a professional setting, you know what I'm saying, understand, you know, communicate. So it's really cool that that's what we're doing with this, with the FSU, and this, the college is finally building that connection as I was speaking.
Yeah, and it's I feel like because you see the I mean the commanders got changed, and I just thought about that right now. Just like I wonder if people in that community are also fighting to change that name
Yeah.
or whatever it might be, or even just fighting to, like you said, just get more representation other than a show at the 50-yard line. And I mean, it's a start. You know, it's a start. I don't want to like be hating or nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. That's what we was kind of been bringing to the table. And like I said, that's what I use a lot of my nonprofit for, is to voice those community type of issues, not issues, but just like, you know, just concerns or just
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah, because I mean, like think about how many resources that college has. You
Mhm.
know, even just every once in a while, give like reaching out to the native youth groups and be like, let's do a tour of the college or whatever it may be. You know, stuff like that. Just hook kids up. You know, let show them that they can have access to this world too, this college world. You know.
Yep. They do small stuff like that. Like I said, it is they do little tours, but like I said, I feel like it could be more. There could
Yeah.
be more. It could be definitely. But that's the thing too. It's missing that our generation. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of it fell on didn't fall on us. A lot of it is just like on us to, you know,
Mhm.
continue. Because what I always say too is we're still fighting that same war that our ancestors were fighting. It's just more modern time now. It's this modern war that we're fighting.
Yeah, it's just less because back then it was a lot of battles, right? People
Yeah,
were like actually physically fighting. Now it's a lot of more just like legal battles and
yeah,
just like
so the same.
talking.
So yeah,
So
yeah, like I mentioned, we're still the same warriors and everything.
Yep. At this point, do you have any topics that I didn't bring up, or any shout outs that you want to give to any of the homies or anything
Yeah,
like
pretty
that?
much all the fellas across Native tournament, the Native circuit squad, we're all been hooping. Everybody's been, playing hard and going at each other, and it makes it more competitive, the scene. So there's a lot of talent, a lot of stuff in there. So I just want to say big shout out to all the communities out there that host these tournaments, that put on these events and stuff, because I come out there and I want to represent my tribe, myself. So, you know, thank you guys for opening up communities, and also to all the little ones and younger ones watching this, continue to drink water, more fruits and veggies, more protein, try to stay away from the sugar and the cookies and all that stuff. That's talking to myself, but that's pretty much it. Mado, appreciate you guys having me up on your.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. And like I said, this conversation is going to hopefully inspire some kid to get out there and keep hooping,
Yeah,
and hopefully reach out to you and be like, I got questions, like, how do you do this workout or whatever it may be, you know what I
yep,
mean? Because
yeah,
I
definitely.
think that's important. Like you said, be that person that we didn't have.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir. Last thing too, which is I'll just tell anybody watching to go ahead and give me a follow on my Instagram, which is Res Famous Movement. And then also I do all the videos and stuff on YouTube. Res Famous as well, Duelle Gore. You can search my name and all this stuff will pop up. So appreciate you guys.
I'm gonna tag. I'll tag all those, the
Okay.
link
Yep.
for your Instagram and the YouTube in the bio of this
Perfect. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
episode, and I'm gonna share some of your stuff on both of my accounts today. So hopefully we can get some
Nice.
follows that way.
And then shoot, anytime you want to do this again, run it back. Let me know and we can set up another talk. I enjoy these type of things. Even if you do have like some more guests, I could jump on there with you guys, or however you want to move forward.
Let's do it. The next one's gonna be in person. So
But yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah,
yep.
yes, sir.
All right, and I'm gonna reach out about some dates too that work. You said springtime, right?
Yeah. So if you want to end it, then we could talk a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'd be cool.
All right, cool. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Much love, peace and love.